Let's talk now, though, to Jordan Tyldsley from Spiked Online and the New Statesman. She's been tweeting about something that's been going on in schools up and down the country. We know that there's a kind of obsession currently with unisex toilets. Some people think they're a good idea. Some people think that they're a bad idea. I happen to think that in certain circumstances a unisex toilet is fine. But where it's not fine, probably, is in our schools. We've got enough problems this morning reading Gavin Williamson saying in the Isabel Oakeshott blockbuster story and the WhatsApp diaries, if you like, the lockdown story, the lockdown files, that basically he should have resigned because he wanted to keep schools open, they were shut. The school kids in this country have been through a terrible ordeal, and now they're being made to go through another one. Let's talk to Jordan and find out what it's all about. Jordan, very good afternoon to you.
Hi Mike, how are you?
Very well indeed. Thank you very much for joining us. Just so that people know what we're doing, there's a little picture of Boris Johnson off to the side. He's making a speech today, something to do with global soft power, but I'm not quite sure. He's not going to be as interesting as you, so we'll stick with you if you don't mind. Tell us about your own daughter, your own school situation, because I think an awful lot of people are being affected by this problem.
Well, a growing number of children across the country are protesting regarding their school's toilet policy. And it's been deemed as a TikTok trend, and I think teachers aren't really taking it that seriously. But I think children are absolutely justified in protesting this policy. Like you say, my daughter's involved in this, and they had a protest yesterday. And it's regarding the fact that they can only go to the toilet at break.
Right.
You have to have a medical note from a doctor if you want to go to the toilet. If you're a girl, you know, and you're on your period or something like that, that's not considered a valid reason to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I think that's absolutely wrong. And it's also dangerous as well. You know, if a child needs to go to the bathroom and they're holding it inside, that can cause eyes, all sorts of infections. But I can't imagine anything more devastating or embarrassing than potentially, you know, having an accident in front of your friends.
Right.
That's what you'll be remembered for throughout the rest of school.
Oh, for sure. And children are famously, you know, reticent, aren't they, to kind of put their hand up or to make a fuss about anything. I mean, I remember even, you know, when I was at school, you don't want to make a sort of spectacle of yourself. And if there's a rule that you need to break in order to do something, you're probably not going to do it. Most people are just going to sit there. But is this brought on by the kind of angst generally around about the unisex toilet problem? Because that's another problem which a lot of schools are suffering from, where boys are obviously teenage boys going in, following girls into the toilets, you know, sort of taking pictures of them, you know, trying to stick their phones underneath the cubicles, all that sort of thing. I mean, it seems to me like the schools have got this completely round the wrong way.
Yeah, that has been a problem within some schools. I mean, gladly that hasn't been a problem within my daughter's. But I do think that does raise certain safeguarding issues. So it puts teachers in a very awkward predicament where they're having to cater for safeguarding issues, but then at the same time that means taking away children's rights to just merely go to the toilet, to the bathroom. It seems absurd.
It really does. And why is it, do you think, that they've got this kind of obsession? Because we learned today, we've been talking an awful lot about the Isabel Oakeshott, you know, revelations, the WhatsApp messages, Gavin Williamson talking about how, you know, he maybe should have resigned. You know, the school kids of our country have had a rough old time, haven't they, in the last 2 or 3 years? And I mean, it would be nice if people were making it easier for them instead of harder.
Yeah, it's been incredibly difficult for them, you know, and I think it's quite bizarre as well that some teachers would have a problem with children going to the toilet or even protesting about this when they're also disrupting children's learning. You know, I don't have a problem. I do broadly support where they're coming from in terms of wanting a better pay deal. But if you disrupt a child's learning, then that's what they're seeing as well. So they think, right, well, I'll disrupt your day too. I think it's a never-ending cycle.
It really is.